the Cowboy headquarters and America's team, and here we are. G and Mikey mic'd up on a Tuesday night, bringing you some news that you can use with my main man, Mikey 520 and a half. How you doing, my
How we
brother?
doing? We got some great news, great news, great news. Before we get in to our beloved Dallas Cowboys, I want to congratulate you, Coach Gary Hampton, on your championship. It's
Well,
great.
had to put
That's
some seat.
great, dude. That's great.
Well, man, I tell you, it's been really tough, man. I'm telling you, it's been a long season, and I can.
Hey, Gary, I'm sorry, dude. I gotta tend to something real quick.
Okay,
I
well, go
just
ahead.
got called out. Let me call you. Let me put this. Hold on, just 1 second, okay?
Yeah, do that. Put your mic on. Yeah, and I got it right from right here. Matter of fact, I'll just do this. This is what I do. So anyway, yeah, what Mikey is talking about. Mikey's talking about what had just took place over the weekend. Basically, I talked to you guys about winning the Super Bowl, but I also had the opportunity to go play for state to the state championship here in Texas, and really didn't know what that was going to turn out to be like. Number one, we had to go to Denton on Friday to register. Then we come back to Denton on Saturday to play a game Saturday night at 9 o'clock p.m., which I think I talked to you guys about that on Saturday morning. Won that game. We played against Southeast Texas Oilers. We beat them 19-0. So that put us in the winners bracket, which automatically moved us on to the championship. And there's we had to play that one game, elimination, then you move on. But due to our record, we was 11-0 at the time, so we had to play that one game or something, however they had it set up. Anyway, we end up moving to the championship, and while we was at the championship, we had to play a team that we were pretty familiar with, and it's always kind of been a little bit of rival between the two of us. And sure enough, yours truly was able to pull it off. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, bet
we
you
was
that
able
was
to pull,
sweet,
Mikey. We
sweet.
was we was able to pull it off, man, and it was funny, man. But I gotta say, big up to my coaches, big up to my parents, and big up to my players, man. Big up to you guys, man. I kid you not, Mikey, man.
You
That
got you got some confetti right here.
was
You got confetti right there. No, congratulations. Championships for kids and a kid's perspective on a great team. You make a lot of, especially on a good team, you make a lot of memories. And this year will be different from next year. I hope you success in the next year. But this one is gonna bond all you guys on this team for the rest of your life. You are gonna see these kids as men with kids at the grocery store and realize you're a little more gray, and you're gonna.
yeah.
The ultimate goal is that you made a a great human being and a better man for this world, because that's all we need in this world. So,
Yeah.
congratulations,
Man, I
congratulations,
appreciate
coach.
you, man. I appreciate you on that, man. But unfortunately, I have to say I'm retiring. So this is it. I mean, I'm retiring. I mean, there's nothing else to prove. To pull something off like that, it's like, okay, that's the grand finale right there. So,
Well, we'll see how you feel in
yeah,
March when you don't
yeah,
have the grass under your feet. Right now
you know,
you're tired. You feel like you're butter, and then the bread was this long and you're spread thin. But when March starts coming around and you see 7-on-7, all that stuff, and you start
man,
smelling the grass, you're gonna miss it. Trust me. Trust me.
damn, Mikey, we
So
listen.
what else?
Let's thank our subscribers, and we're gonna get off of that because I'm feeling convicted already. But I right now, my mind is made up. I am retiring, so we're gonna keep it right there for right now. But let us give a big shout out to all the subscribers and all those that follow this channel. We want to say thank you for being a part of this channel and just being a part of the Cowboy Huddle. And we would definitely love for you guys to do exactly what it says down below. Hit the subscribe, like, and share, and hang out with G and Mikey mic'd up. So man, so let's get on into this. So how's your week been, man? How was your weekend and everything?
Oh, well, I'm having a great weekend. Sunday night was the pinnacle of the greatness. It started the way it started. It started like the Cowboys. Once again, we're gonna play down to an inferior opponent. Play down. Earlier in the day, the Eagles played a hell of a game, looked like a complete team. They had their Viking game with a team as good as the Vikings. So they showed out, they put the pressure on us, and the pressure got to us in the beginning. I believe there was missed opportunities. Dak is accurate, but at the same time, Dak missed some throws, threw an interception. But this team is different, G. This
Right.
team has some fortitude, this gumption, this je ne sais quoi about them, that they're not gonna let that stuff happen. And honestly, you gotta give credit. I always give credit to an opponent. You gotta
Mhm.
give credit to their line. You gotta give credit to their defense. That coach has them playing real passionate. A next player like yourself can attest to being a coach that coaches with passion. And passion only goes so far.
Right.
And to start the game, that passion was showing, and they came to play. And this is something that is not spoken that I'm going to speak today.
Go ahead.
And we all know this. Every team comes and gives the Dallas Cowboys their best shot. They know there's more eyes, there's more people watching them. They know that in a primetime game, they could make a career. Odell Beckham, and that's another subject for later on in the show. Odell Beckham made a brand of making one catch. And a spectacular catch, don't take any credit away from it. But if you make one phenomenal play against the Cowboys, you can make yourself millions and millions and millions of dollars in the environment that we're in, where we're self marketing, self branding, TikToking, all that stuff. So all these young players are showing out, and it's just like playing the New York Yankees. The
Right.
Cowboys get their best shot. You think the LA Rams, the defending champs, got the best shot from every team that they played this year? No, siree, with their watered down championship. But that's another argument for another place.
That's right.
The Dallas Cowboys gets the best shot from every team, and they turned it around.
Yeah. And when you say that, that one catch, and we all can go back to that one catch that made him famous against Brandon Carr. And that is a poster that would never go away, in which basically leapfrogged him into the next level of receivers,
You
basically.
know what he caught? He caught an owl. That's what he caught.
Oh yeah, and you're right about that. But you cannot deny the fact that was a beautiful catch. I mean,
Yes, yes.
it was.
And that's why teams and players give their best shot to the Cowboys. And on to the second half, G. That third quarter was dormant.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
are going through the motions.
yeah, yeah. And you're and you're right about that, man. But let's you want to go through this real quick. So we know the final score was 54-19. Okay, so let's look at this. Dak Prescott was 20 for 30 for 170 yards, three TDs, and one interception. Okay, what do you think about that?
Very efficient. Very efficient.
Very.
Where we
Yes.
want him. Maybe 30 is a little too high. I would take 3 to 5 attempts less. Uh, that's just the way that it went. It didn't go over 40. It was in an astronomical numbers, and 10 incompletions versus a formidable defensive team. They confused him. He got confused a couple of times.
Yeah.
Our defense, what it does, and the plus multiplier, what it does for us, makes our offense that much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. It really does. And I think Dak even mentioned that about. He said if we're 2 points up, a few points ahead, and our defense is doing what he said, we're dangerous, and that's true. If we're up a few points and our defense is playing the way they we expect them to play, man, I mean, we are dangerous, and it showed. But I'm gonna say this here too, though, Mikey. I mean, in that first half, that the Colts defense, they were on to something for a minute. They were doing something right because before we really just kicked into gear, the score was 13-14 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they made it like all credit to them and all credit to their effort.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
just like in a game of basketball, college basketball per se, a team will hang around, but ultimately the team with more talent and the better team is gonna ride it out because of the rotation, our depth. We're gonna wear them out, and then the straw that breaks the camel's back, and the straw that broke Matt Ryan,
Oh my
Malik
gosh.
Hooker
Oh my
to the
gosh.
house,
You
and
think?
and then it was the floodgates. It was five in a row. It was something that I've never seen. Nobody's really ever seen before in this lifetime. The second highest point total. They went Clay Thompson. You remember Clay Thompson scored
Oh yeah.
27 points in a quarter. I know I'm talking a lot of basketball, but we are sports heads. They went
Yeah.
Clay Thompson. They went by themselves, scored 33 points in a fourth quarter. The Dallas Cowboys have scored how many? 340 plus games this year?
Yes, they have.
And there's
They,
only been three games that have been 40 plus by three different teams all year. So there's six of them and they got half of them. And you're telling me that our quarterback is broken, that our offense is running right when we're freaking the since he's been back, he's been either first or second in all major football quarterback categories.
yeah. Yeah. I agree. And that's the question. How, Mikey, how in the crap did we score 33 points in one quarter, my man?
Turnovers,
There you go.
turnovers.
There you go.
Turnovers. They were shook. Matt Ryan turned into Matt Ryan.
Yep, he
And this
did.
is the team that barely lost to the number one team by 1 point. This is the team that beat Patrick Mahomes in a
Yep,
decisive game.
right. So true. And so again, Matt Ryan, the old Matt Ryan, well, the true Matt Ryan came out, and he's up there in age. So, that's any quarterback. I mean, the pressure, man, when they started applying the pressure, man, and it was coming from every which way, man, and to a point, man, one time the ball came out, he even know the ball was on the turf, and Sam Williams picked it up. It's like,
Look at the thing that brings like we this year more than any year under McCarthy is you're seeing coaching. You're seeing
mhm,
adjustments, and I think Dan Quinn brought that culture and that along. So they see him making his adjustments. That offensive coaches are going to compensate because this game turned around once Q started blitzing more, using Wilson to blitz, bringing more pressure and even more pressure, making Matt Ryan uneasy. What is it?
mhm.
Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson. Everybody says Quentin Nelson is the best guard in the league. I beg to differ. It's the other guy from Notre Dame, Zach Martin. But you got to give credit to those guys, and they
Yeah,
held their own until the dam just boom, and then the
yeah, it did.
floodgates came. Duron Bland, the name that he's making, it was beautiful. CD Lamb, CD Lamb, a number one wide receiver now.
Damn, I mean, he
I,
actually like he had something to prove Sunday, man. It's like he had something to prove. I mean, he was lowering his shoulder, he was rolling on top of the players and coming up and picking, running on into the end zone. It was Superman on Sunday. He was Superman.
I like the new conversation about the Cowboys.
Okay.
And the conversation is not the balance of if we're going to run the ball more or we're going to pass it more. It's the balance of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard touching the ball. It's
Sure.
it's a cheat code. It's phenomenal, and I'm glad it's on my team. And I'm glad that there's no Eagles and egos in that quarterback in that running back room. The only people that have any kind of reservations about who's better, it's us. But the thing is, we do it for our content and we do it for something to talk about. But
Yeah.
what we have is a beautiful thing, G.
For sure. And you know, and you say that about the sharing of the ball. I think I put a video on the Facebook page, the Dallas Cowboy on deck, and there was an interview with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. And the question was asked. He said, "When did you have to accept the fact that you were sharing the ball, and how long did it take you to accept the fact that?" And you know, and basically what Zeke said, he said, you know, he was trained to be out in the field, and before Tony Pollard got here, he said, you know, he was on the field 90% of the time, and he would come out a few plays, take a breather, and get back in. But he said it did. He said, you know, he was honest. He said it did. It took me a minute to accept that he was going to be sharing the ball. But he feels that it's the best thing to do, you know, being able to share the ball, because we know that Zeke is a lot older now, and you don't have the 2015 2016 Zeke, but now you keep his legs fresh, and I think he understands that. So he talks very highly of Tony Pollard. He really does.
Well, it's for his benefit of not just publicly, but it's for bit like you said, physically.
Yeah.
When it's time to shine, it's time to grind. We're gonna have a complete Zeke. I think last year gave him perspective. He was having a great year until what was it, week 10 when they
hmm
played the Kansas City Chiefs. He tweaks his knee, never really takes time off,
No,
and
no,
he
not at
looked like a
all.
totally different version of himself. And you know what? Me included, I was already sending him upriver. To me, he
Yeah,
was done.
man. A lot of people was, you know, but you know, I knew Zeke still had a lot in the tank, but you know, I just couldn't write him off because he was playing with an injured leg, man, and he toughed it out. But I just knew he still had something in the tank. But again, like you say, you know, I had a chance to talk with Chris. I went over to Chris' house and had a chance to meet some other guys that YouTube. I forget their name. Anyway,
TikTok
so
guys.
yeah, content guys, yeah, and you know, that's what we was talking about. He was explaining to them about the wagon and the sports car. So, you know, and that's basically where we are. So it's a good thing to be able to have two running backs, and then you have a third that comes in and score a touchdown as well, Malik Davis.
And Chris has been consistent about calling him a sports car. He ain't calling him a Bugatti yet. He called he called old boy Debo Samuel the Bugatti. But as long as we push the narrative and Kellen Moore finds uh, Tony Pollard downfield, then maybe he'll turn into a Bugatti one day. We could
Yeah,
only
it's
hope,
possible.
Mr. Chris Lee.
It's possible. But you know, and you know what what I think was a beautiful thing. I look at this. Look at these numbers here, man. Tony Pollard, 12 for 21, two TDs. Ezekiel Ellis, 17 for 77, one TD. Malik Davis, three carry for 29 yards and one TD. Man, that's
Wasn't that
pretty
a
much
beautiful touchdown?
that's
Wasn't that a
beautiful.
beautiful?
That is
I
beautiful,
watched the
man.
games with my mom. I watched the games with
Okay.
my mom, and my mom was dumbfounded on what was happening.
hmm
She felt bad. I've
Really?
never like my mom is, she's cutthroat, she's vicious. She felt bad for
For
Matt
the Colts?
Ryan and the Colts. Like, stop already! Like, stop it! And I don't know if you know this. During the Viking game, it was, you're from the Fort Worth area, so you're gonna get the Cowboy game locally all the
Yeah.
time. It's either I get the Cardinal game and I'll have to turn on my Fire Stick. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and but I was watching it locally, and by the third quarter, since it was so uncompetitive, they changed the game
No.
to the to the to the back.
Oh, I'm sure they did. I would not be surprised because I mean
to
it was
to the Bengal game. And this time we're curb stomping the Colts. There was no other game to save what we were watching, the massacre, and everybody was watching, and they watched it to the very end because it was a car wreck that you couldn't could you
yeah,
just you
you had to
goosenecked
look.
about it.
Yeah. Oh man, and that's we talk about the game. We can move on here in a minute, but I'm gonna have to give my kudos to. I have to give kudos to Deron Bland and Malik Hooker. Those guys. I mean, they really stepped up. Deron Bland with two interceptions. Malik Hooker with a fumble recovery for a touchdown and then another interception. I mean, those guys was balling, man. I mean, and Deron Bland, man, I mean, he more than likely gonna get more playing time on that field. You know what I mean?
Well, now that AB is gone, he tore his Achilles, and now you AB haters are gonna realize what you had when it's gone. I'm not saying boss man, not really boss man out, but boss man lacks a lot of discipline, and he got
Yeah,
scored on too in that
yeah,
jump
he
ball.
did
Uh, I'm not a told you so kind of guy because I want the best benefit for my team, but you're gonna miss Anthony Brown because he was a consistent player. You got that smear of the Raider game, and they pick on him a lot. While statistics say you get picked, if they keep throwing to your side, somebody's gonna catch the ball, and
correct.
they don't catch the nine you got right, they catch the one you got wrong. So
Yeah,
um we're gonna miss him, and thank you for your valiant effort, AB. But
for
now
sure.
it's time to press forward and move on. What I'm impressed with, not the 33 points in the quarter, not the way they uh they had great balance, not all the flashiness. None
Yeah.
of that. Not the Tyler Smith to guard, or Tyler Smith pulling and taking, which was phenomenal, taking out blockers, which let Pollard score that long TD. Um, three penalties,
Yes. Yes.
three penalties.
Yes.
You know how you go? You know how you do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I
You
was
know how you
concerned.
do that?
I was concerned. Yeah.
Three penalties, and um, it wasn't a pretty game by any means. It had us biting some on our nails, but you see what our team could do. You hang, dude. Last time we saw a 50-point game, it was Super Bowl 28.
That's facts. That's facts. You are so correct on that. So we might be on to something, Mikey. We might be on to something. So with that being said, and as good as well as we're playing right now, so that leads me up to here, man. Here we are. We looking at this NFC playoff picture and what it looks like. So, I pulled up something. Let's look at this and see, and let you tell me what you think, man. Here we are, right here. So we know there's you. What do you think? For what you see right now? What are you thinking?
I'm not scared of none of it. None
Oh,
of it. I ain't
well,
scared of no Jalen Hurts. We just scored on the Vikings again. Do you hear that? We just scored on them again. What happened with Garoppolo? It's tragic. I'm sorry, but that's not my concern. Um, Mr. Irrelevance, their quarterback now. Maybe Tom Brady. Tom Brady is he is for real, and he is a real thing. Like how Aaron Rodgers, we play down to them. I don't know if it's the mystique, as people say, but for a lot of that game yesterday, he looked like a broken man. He looked like he
yeah,
uh,
he did.
fell off the proverbial hill, so to speak. But then he Tom Brady did. You can't give Tom Brady back the ball with 5 minutes. You cray,
For real,
and they
real
did
talk.
that.
For real talk, yeah. So did the Buccaneers actually win that game?
They won. They came back and won. They
Stop
they
it. No way.
Ingram could have just wrapped up the game. He ran out of bounds with 1 yard to go. They could have just got another first down, killed more time, gave Tom Brady back the ball with nothing. Subsequently, they punted the ball to Tom Brady. He gets them down there. He scores with 3 seconds left, and they win the game.
Oh my
Tom
gosh.
Brady.
I turned the game off, man, just because I was like, oh, this is a boring game. And Tom Brady struggled the whole game. He really did. But damn, well, that's Tom Brady. That's what you can't do. You can't never count him out. So they got
Well,
to sit here.
he's
Mhm.
playing with things in his heart, and as a man, as a man and team male, I got his back. So hopefully, but as long as hey, if he makes it to host if we make it, say we don't catch the Eagles, right?
Mhm.
In this playoff picture, say we don't catch the Eagles, we're naturally going to be in the fourth spot, regardless if we have the better record than anybody except the Eagles. That's just
Mhm.
the way our format is,
Right.
and we go to Tampa and we retire Tom Brady from Tampa, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. At all.
Yeah, well, I always say, you play who lines up in front of you, so that could be the possibility, man. So, if you look below us, there's the Giants, and then there's the Seahawks. Seahawks are still trying, at 75, man. But I'm looking at going back up to Buccaneers, man. He's leading division at 6-6. What the crap?
You know,
That's what's going on right now. So
Well,
right now, so if we have,
and like that's that 6-6. Our last place team in our division is not even 6-6.
seven,
I honestly, the Commanders are for real. They got a
yeah.
for real defense. They're physical. I think I respect the Commanders more than I respect the best team, the best record in the team league,
Yeah,
uh, Philadelphia Eagles.
yeah. They can go 16-1 if they want to. I don't care. I mean, 16-1 is fine. Just like they got the one trophy. So that's about all they're gonna have. So because by the time they probably get the first round, they probably fall off. So who
Can I
cares?
give you a scenario real quick, G?
Yes, sir.
Let's say we know that Philadelphia is going to be the number one overall seed, right?
Hmm.
And we go into Christmas just knowing this is going to happen. I know we, you know, it's a possibility it won't, but because we'll have what is it? It's going to be Philadelphia, Titans, and then Commanders.
Hmm.
I'm not too sure that Philadelphia then Commanders or Philadelphia then Titans.
Right.
Let's say it's already wrapped up. Would you want the Cowboys to go full fledged and give the Philadelphia Eagles more film and beat them, knowing that we could see them again in the NFC Championship game, and they could use that against us, or would you just let it ride and lose the game?
I don't. I'm not a big fan of losing, Jack. I don't like losing. I'm sorry. I understand
No, don't apologize.
it's one of those deals, but no, no, I no, I couldn't do that. I have to go out there and try to beat them. And if I'm have to play them the third time, I play them the third time. But this is what coaching is about, making adjustments. And just like the Pee Wee team that we played, knew this guy, and I watched him, I studied him. He didn't make any changes. So when he came to the field, it was easy to read what he was doing. So, but so again, that's part of coaching. I'm gonna play
Yes.
you, and I'm gonna try to beat you, and then if I have to play you again, I'm gonna make more adjustments. I gotta make some changes, and I have to out coach you again. So, it's a chess
Yeah.
game. You know how it goes. So, what would you do?
Uh, with this team, this once in a lifetime team, you all gas, no brakes.
I'll
All
guess.
gas, no brakes. Make them feel it until, because this isn't just a regular team. This is the Philadelphia Eagles. This whole football season's narrative is predicated on these two teams from the weakest division. I might add, the division with
Yes.
more Super Bowls, but no, we got to hit them and hit them hard, and hit them at home. I believe they're gonna wear all their the white helmets with the color rush, right, for that game for Christmas, if I'm
That
not
would be nice.
mistaken.
I think I hadn't heard, but that would be sweet. That would be
That would
sweet.
be beautiful. No, you beat the shit out of the Eagles.
Damn
No ifs,
right.
ands, or buts about it.
You damn
Uh,
right.
The history is history, and this team is special. G, this team is special. They look mediocre. They had a crappy game, and they won by 40 points. How about Jason Garrett calling that? Eh?
Yep. That's so true. And think about this here, Mikey. The door is wide open for the NFC. Like you say, the 49ers, it's a wrap. Maybe more likely it's a wrap. The Rams is more likely a wrap. Who else is out there? The Rams, Tampa Bay. They're struggling. So we control our own destiny, and I'm just hoping that the coaches and the players see the light at the end of the tunnel. They have to see it now. And they, like you say, now we got to mash the gas. We have to mash the gas from here until throughout the playoff because that's where we are right now. We're at that point now
Sir.
that the door is wide open. The door is open to where you have the opportunity to control your destiny and take advantage of it. Because Mikey, we might not get this again. It might be a long time.
We are
So
so lucky. I was thinking about that. Think about people right now that their seasons are done. Think about being a Raiders fan right now. I hate
oh
picking
my
on the
gosh.
Raiders, but you know what? God damn it, you can't keep my name out of your mouth either. Think about being that. You're going through your holiday season. Yeah, you're happy that it's Christmas, but there's a little bit of depression inside you you're walking with because your team is garbage and they're not going to the playoffs. We're going to the playoffs. Mind you, we're one of the favorites to win the whole thing. And these years don't come. We've seen ugly years, G. This is if they win against the Texans, because you know what? I'm gonna say if. I'm not gonna,
I know
if
you.
they win next week or Sunday, it's gonna be our first back-to-back double-digit win season. And since when? 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh six, oh six, oh seven.
Yeah.
Parcells last year, Wade Phillips first year.
Mhm. Mhm. So yeah,
That seems
it's a
like
special.
it seems like a little bit ago, but that's 20 years ago. We got kids. There's kids that are in freaking in the university already, dude. Nah, they're
That's a
15, 16. But you know what I mean? Like it's
it is
it's uh it's 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 sad to say because we were so accustomed to success, especially the 70s,
yeah.
90s, obviously. And for us not to have so much playoff success continuously, it's sad, but at the same time, it's here. So rejoice in it. Stop being a spoiled Cowboy fan. Now our whole team can't be Micah Parsons. It can't be. And Dak's gonna make mistakes. Our line's gonna hold. But it looks like our team as a whole is a badass team. Badass team.
And
It's a
you know
badass
what?
team.
And you're right about that. And now that you mentioned that, and here we are, uh, an addition has made like he's making his way back. So what's going on with this here? Tyron Smith back? Is that right?
You saw this. You saw this. You know when you saw this? You
Hmm.
saw this during the game. You saw this when they started putting Tyler Smith at guard and they put a big guy, Jason Peters,
Peters. Hmm.
at tackle. Hey, I'm more excited at seeing Tyler Smith at guard than I'm seeing excited to welcome Tyron Smith, one of the best all-time tackles, back. And honestly, I'm getting the Ronald Leary feeling to me. The
Right.
way Tyler Smith was pulling like a guard, taking out
Yeah.
cornerback, taking, of course, the cornerback, he's fast enough to catch them and get him at the point of attack, bump this one, go downfield, get another one. That long touchdown by Pollard was a beautiful block, 1-2 block, and you watch him coming down. He, was it Brian Baldinger saying he wears 73? He's looking a lot like number 73. We're not
Yeah.
crowning him yet,
No.
but I'm excited. on the plus multiplier. You know, I'm big on one player making other players better. The plus multiplier of
Right.
Ty Tyler Smith for
Hmm.
Tyron Smith is going to be huge. And that means Tyler Smith's gonna do better for Tyron Smith than Tyron Smith's gonna do for Tyler Smith. They hit the
Right.
home run with this pick, and nobody could tell me otherwise. Because this kid's a godsend.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
just as valuable. Well, not just as valuable, but he's just had a big impact. How Michael Parsons had an impact on our defense last year as a rookie, and you have no idea the impact because he does his job so damn well that he's not a problem. They're talking about you a lot as an offensive lineman. It's either you're smashing dudes off the line all the time or you're holding a lot. This
Yeah.
kid is Mr. Consistent, and he's doing, like I said, what Micah did for our defense, he's doing for our offensive line. I can't wait what he does for Tyron Smith.
Yeah, and that's so true, man. And we have to. Matter of fact, let me do this here real quick. We definitely have to give it up. We have to give it up for the guy, uh, Will McClay.
73, baby.
Will, I got to give it to Will McClay. Will McClay knows how to
Yes.
pick. And just like we were able to pick up CeeDee Lamb, just like we was able to pick up Michael Parsons, and here we are with Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith fell so far down in the draft again, so like he dropped in our lap again. So I was a little leery. I was happy that he was from Fort Worth, but we waited so late to get him. I thought it was a reason, but he's just as good as the rest of these guys. So it was another steal for us. So I can say big shout out to Will McClay, man. But
Well,
again,
yeah, that's the man.
Tyron Smith is coming back. Is he? Have they cleared him to play this weekend, or what
He's
is his status?
practicing. He's practicing as his window starts, his clock starts as of this week, as of today, as of Tuesday in his first practice. He's
Okay.
practicing.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. And like I say, we have the rotation now, just in case we need it. We still have Jason Peters. We got Tyler Smith. We got Tyron Smith. So man, that's a good problem to have. If you ask me.
It's
So
rich people problems.
there
So
you go.
we're not too familiar with. That's what we have right now. We have rich people problems. Zeke, Pollard, Tyron, Peters. We're having rich people problems. Things that we
Yeah.
didn't, we don't acknowledge, or sometimes they just sneak up on us. We're having rich people problems. Rich people problems.
So true. So well, here we are, man. We moving on to this week, man. Like you say, you mentioned earlier, man. We got the Texans coming up, man, and even though they're not doing well, I never take a team lightly. And this is a team that I'm not taking lightly because sometimes, like you say, sometimes you could play a team that's not faring well, and that could be your biggest downfall. So what do you think about this game coming up this Sunday?
Well, case in point, last year, the Denver Broncos, we came with that dreaded red stripe. The dreaded red stripe. I was like, oh no, this for this last week, but that was totally different, and
Yeah,
we
it
could
was.
sleep on a team. The biggest thing when you sleep on a team, you could get hurt.
Yeah.
Or we lost Lewis. Now we lost AB in our
Yeah.
Cornerback room. Our cornerback room is deep with the emergence of Deron Bland. We lose
Hmm.
another guy, and we're thin. God forbid. Where's my wood at?
Yeah, knock on
Uh,
some wood. That's right. So
and,
yeah, that
and
could
but
be that could be a problem.
these games are a measuring stick on your intensity, on your consistency. Practice that no penalty, but you can't sleep on them. We gotta go all gas, like you said earlier, for the rest of the season. All gas, no breaks. Let's see Cooper
That's right.
Rush playing on the third quarter.
Yeah, for sure. But and you did mention something, and I'm sure that they are aware that our cornerback is not going to be our starting quarterback now won't be in the lineup. That means that we'll be sliding somebody else over there. But before I go into that, we did sign cornerback Mackenzie Alexander to the practice squad from Minnesota. So
Okay.
yeah, so he's coming in. So he's a second round draft pick. This is reported by the Fish Report. So so
Fish time.
yeah, so looks
I
like
get his
looks like
notifications all the time. That dude come off the treadmill, got crumbs on himself, and doing at his kitchen
and he's
table.
still doing
You
a
gotta
video.
love
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But so yeah, but again, when we talk about the Houston Texans, I'm sure they're not lame to the game. I'm sure that's going to probably be their focus is we're going to test that side over there. So again, I hope that we don't get lax and just say, well, this team is a pushover. No, we got to put up 50 again. We got to, like you say, we got to continue to mash the gas against these guys.
Well, like we said earlier in the first block, teams show out and play out against the Dallas Cowboys just because of the sheer uh the ratings, the magnitude of what they bring. They could make a brand off of playing, making a good play. We made all those points earlier, and now you got the whole Texas dynamic playing for the state of Texas and that rivalry, and we let them have that name.
Yeah,
They could keep that name. In Kansas City, keep, you know what I mean? We let them have the name. We gave them permission. I think them, Davis Mills, they are what they are. We've been there when we're a team that's still trying to get by. What was it? 2000 was it 2015 was our last tough year, or our COVID year really doesn't count. But we were there. We were there. We were
hmm
a bottom team, and
yeah,
um, as long as they play, they're gonna play hard. I really, really am weary of just our overall health and them uh, keeping their fundamentals and the penalties to a minimum.
yeah. And it's a 12 o'clock game, early game, and I hope we don't. Yeah, I think they watched the video that I put up on Saturday. It was talking about how to correct the Cowboys and penalties, and I said hold them accountable. You got to hold the players accountable. I mean,
The the players have to, yeah.
yeah, and I referred back to Jimmy Johnson and Tom Landry. It would have been totally unacceptable with those two coaches if that many penalties was committed in one game. They wouldn't put up with it. So, and they would definitely hold the players accountable. So again, hopefully we don't fall back into that to where we get 7, 8 penalties over during the 200 yards or whatever. It's just unacceptable. But we need accountability. So hopefully that doesn't take place. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens, man. You know. But so I know you want to bring something up a little bit. The OBJ.
Ah, what the OBJ, they did the song and dance, they did the meeting, they went to the basketball game and saw Luca, which I'm not still not happy about no Luca, but that's another time, another place. That's summer basketball stuff. That's off season stuff. Still licking my wounds.
So what
Um,
you? Yeah.
well, there's reports coming out, especially Josina Anderson last week, and it's been more consistent coming out that he's not going to be ready to play until January, and I see us not, push not going after this and let it be what it be. He wants a long-term deal into next year. We're trying to get something dynamic now.
Yeah.
And I don't see this happening at all. This
No.
courtship might be a partnership with Jerry and him to keep the Cowboys in the news and build brand. Like, I wouldn't put them past it because it's been so much. But from the reports that you hear, and they're not even checking them out. They're not doing a workout. All they're
No
doing
work.
is it. No workout. All they're doing is doctors, X-rays, MRIs, or whatever he has with him in his medical team. As long as he passes a physical, but if he's not going to be Odell Beckham, and we're gonna give
Right.
him money for a couple of months. Um, and he's gonna be somebody that's gonna get footballs taken away from the stars that are healthy now. I'm not for
Hmm.
it. I give TP the ball, some receiving yards. Bring your boy James Washington back.
There you go. Now we talking. Now we talking, and that might be the case, man. Yeah, and we talked about that on this show, so we might get to see James Washington, man. And all I ask James Washington to do is stay healthy, man. Well, I need you healthy, but I really think he can add to this offense, man. Let's see what he's made of. You know what I mean? So why not? Let's try it and maybe add Cavante Turpin into the mix and something. So we got a nice thing going, man, with the four tight ends, the two receivers that we have with CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup scored 2 touchdowns. So Odell, it's been real than it always is, and it's been fun, but you gotta run.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so man, hey, it is what it is, man. I'm looking forward to this, man. We got some things coming up, and we're looking good. We're standing at 9-3, so hey, I'm excited.
It's the best of times. It's not just Christmas. Our team is a viable contender. Viable. Just make sure you say your prayers and say you keep Dak Prescott healthy. You keep Michael Parsons healthy. And you know I don't want nothing for Christmas.
That's
Nothing.
it. That's it.
I just want a six ring.
That's it. 6 rings, baby. And with that note, that's what we're gonna say. Hey, Mike McCarthy, we want 6. Deuces.